Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first live. I'm going to wait a minute or two just for a few more people to join, and and then we can get underway. If you have any questions, feel free to please post them in the chat. We will be monitoring throughout and trying to answer as many questions as we can. As I say, today is a Q&A type session, meaning it's fairly unplanned. I have one or two things I'm going to go through, but if you have questions, pop them there. And the idea is to really build on that. So say, pop your questions in the chat, and we will take things from there. Okay, so I think we've got enough people in now. So let's get underway with today's live. So to start us off, I wanted to kind of take you through, take you over a look of 2023. So 2023 is finally a year where, we're really getting out of COVID. And a lot of small businesses are now sitting going, hey, I've been holding back for a few years now. We really need to start recouping those profits and actually making money from your business. I mean, at the end of the day, most of the time, you're not doing it for fun. You are doing it to put food on the table. And that's obviously the long and short of it. So I wanted to say what I've seen a lot in the market recently is a lot of businesses spending a lot of time and money in the wrong places to grow their business. What I mean by that is that they're essentially spending money in the wrong places. So, they're looking at very long-term strategies that are very capital intensive and are only going to get you results in months' time. Now, so in general, I'm talking about the likes of social media marketing. I'm talking about the likes of SEO. I'm talking about the likes of those sort of organic strategies, which I'm not doubting work. They do definitely work, and there's more than enough case studies and great agencies out there that do that. However, as a small business owner, you know that every single rand you're spending on marketing needs to be getting some sort of return. And it can't be a return in months' time because the business needs to grow now. And so that's where we started developing from when we started into getting a results-based strategy that delivers results fast. Now, obviously, things take time. We all understand that, but we wanted to create something that actually, gave results. Because as you know, as a business owner, I'm a business owner myself. I've been there, but budgets are tight. You've got to, as I say, grow, and you've got to be able to see, hey, I'm spending this much money, I'm getting this much results. Okay, so what we like to do is to build a system that essentially provides results. Within 2 weeks, you're getting leads. Within 2 months, you're at what we call pinnacle point, meaning that you're getting a lead, you're closing new clients. That's kind of where you want to be as a business owner, and at a lower cost. And as I say, that's to me where the real difference comes in about, where the rest of the market focuses compared to us. And as I say, the biggest mistake I've seen most businesses make is they spend so much time focusing on getting the leads, which I'm not saying isn't important. You've got to get the leads. But what's almost more important is what you do with the leads after that. So a lot of businesses, they'll go out there, they'll spend money on ads, they'll run a Google campaign, they'll get in the leads, and then they'll claim that the leads are tire kickers, or they're not closing, or they're bad quality. And sometimes this is the case. I'm not saying it's never the case, but a lot of the time it's the way you're dealing with the leads. You've got to understand of how many people you need to be talking to how many people are closing, and at what sort of time frame with your business, so that you understand what you need to do to get to where you want to be and to reach your actual business goals. And so that's where, understanding your sales process is very, very important. You can't just be getting leads in 2023. You've actually got to look at the sales process and go, what am I doing when the lead comes in? How am I following up with them? What's my sales script like? What happens after the call? Because that's a big mistake. Most people I see, and we start doing some sales training with them, is that they end the call on a whim. They'll be like, cool, I'll get back to you. Or get back to me when you're ready. Like, I'm not saying they're bad, but that just leaves it so open-ended that there's never a time crunch on that. Instead, what we like to do is set intentions from the end of a call, saying our clients, for example, they either get into a call and they're either going into, an email with a follow-up date, or they're starting an onboarding. Those are the two options. Okay, obviously maybe sometimes they don't qualify, but that's the normal options we sit with, because you get to the end of the call and then it's the client knows, hey, this is where I'm heading. This is what's going to happen. Hey, Brad's going to phone me again next week, so I better have a decision. That's kind of where you do, and you move it. At the end of the day, yes, sometimes you're going to get no, but I think we can all agree a no rather than a I'm waiting to hear is a much better result. And so that's why I say you've got to look at the sales process a little bit more in 2023 to really start to see the growth. And so that's why what we've been doing now, and we do with a lot of our clients, is build out an entire sales portal for them. So where the leads come in, you can manage leads, you can email and SMS the leads from there, you can make notes on the leads, you can do all these different things in a portal that's your own, you can log into, your team can log into, and we manage that with you so that you can actually see the results, you can track the results, and as I say, grow from there. Because at the end of the day, I think we can all agree, having the right data and being able to store it and use it correctly, it's almost as important as getting the leads and making the sales in the first place. So yeah, that is 2023 going forward. I don't know if there are any questions yet. If you do, please do pop them in the chat and we'll gladly get to them. And yeah, maybe comment, what is it that you're wanting to achieve in 2023 with your marketing? Where do you want your business to be in 6 months or in 12 months time, if we were to have this conversation? And most importantly, what do you think is holding you back from reaching those goals? Okay, I see a comment coming in here from Facebook. Okay, so good question is, what do you do if a client is not ready to sign now but says they want to sign sometime in the future? Okay, so that's a great question. It obviously, you've got to, it depends on your industry. So sometimes, people are not ready to buy now. What is important is to set a timeline on that. So that, sometimes clients are going to say they're in the middle of a big project. They need to save up maybe some cost depending on what you do. And so it's important, again, to set the intention. So if they say to you, hey, Brad, I'm not ready to buy now, but I'm going to be ready at the end of June, for example, great, follow up in June. If they're leaving with an open-ended answer of in a few months' time, try and get that down to a specific sort of date. So say, okay, cool, a few months, are we talking June? Are we talking August? Are we talking next year? And set, again, a follow-up date for yourself. So say, cool, I'll catch up with you in June then, and we can take it from there. Again, you want to kind of set them in. What I'd also do then is add them, to your mailing list. Then at least, you can kind of stay in contact with them, keeping them, keeping yourself top of mind. We've had a few clients like that, for example, we spoke to back in October, and then they stayed in contact with us, and boom, came February and they were like, cool, let's jump on. So that's why, as I say, it's so important to build out the sales system, and as I say, to kind of keep that content and keep that intention, as opposed to just leaving a call there. So I hope that answers your question. Let me check and see. Oh, here's one from LinkedIn. Are you saying that social media marketing is not an effective strategy for small businesses in South Africa? So no, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is in general, and obviously there are exceptions, it is a longer term strategy, meaning that you're investing every single month for months on end before you get a result. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but what I'm saying is, for a lot of small businesses that are very tight budgets, investing for months without any guarantees, and hoping to get leads in the future, not always the best solution. On the flip side, though, if you have a slightly more established business, using social media and building it up is actually a very, very good strategy. Then, if you have a name, so for example, if we take ourselves, we actually get a lot of people who see our ads, see our stuff, and actually end up looking at our social media and then convert from there. That, in a sense, is why we focus a lot on our social media. So I say it really depends on where your business is, but in general, especially if you're a smaller business, you're on a tighter budget, social media marketing in general then can be, can I say, a little bit more expensive, or an expensive method compared to other methods out there. As I say, and I'm generalizing, there are exceptions, and if it works for your business, it works for your business. Oh, another one from Facebook here. What sources of free marketing would you recommend? So free marketing is very difficult. At the end of the day, I guess there's no such thing as a free lunch. So it is difficult, I would say, to grow your company for free. However, there are methods. So I would look at then outreach methods. I'm not going to go into it now, take me too long, but I would look at outreach methods in terms of reaching out to your clients. I'm not talking about spamming or cold calling, any of that. I'm talking about reaching out to potential clients and pitching to them. It does take a little bit more work and time from your side, because you've got to understand the company you're reaching out to. You've got to understand, do they actually need your services? You've got to actually pitch to them. A lot of the time you're pitching, hoping to get a yes when you don't know. So it's a lot more time intensive. But if you're on a very tight budget and you essentially don't have any money to spend on marketing, it's a great way to do it, because using email, we actually had a really great outreach WhatsApp system that we used a few months back, and that was very successful. So there are a few great methods that you can do like that. My biggest tip to you would be, make sure your offer is good. No matter what you're doing, you've got to have an offer that identifies a pain point of your customer, and then most importantly shows yourself as the solution and the clear solution. So if you're let me think of an example now. If you're an accountant, just saying, I offer accounting services for small businesses, yes, so many other people, but say I'm the expert in ensuring, or I guarantee you'll pay less tax or something like that. Obviously, I'm just shooting off the top of my head now. Something along those sort of lines, pulls your attention as a business owner. And especially when you're doing outreach methods like that, you've got to pull that attention really, really quickly. So I'd spend a lot of time working on your offer, and then obviously you can grow from there. So yeah, that's what I would do. Okay, have any other questions? Make sure you pop it in the chat, no matter which platform you're on. Gareth, how does your system work? So how does our system work? So essentially, as I said, we have the sales portal, which allows which helps you track and keep touch of leads, build out landing pages, things like that. But our main sort of system is, as I say, we use landing pages, we use Google Ads, and we use Facebook Ads. The exact methodology really depends on the type of businesses. In general, at the moment, we're using, as I say, a mixture of both, more probably Google than Facebook. But again, as I said, it really depends on your business goals, and your budget, most importantly, is as to where the biggest focus is. But in general, as I say, we use ads mainly because they're quick. As I say, within days, sometimes our clients are getting new leads and things like that. But within 2 weeks in general, most of our clients are getting leads coming in. So that's, as I say, mainly why we use ads, because they're quick. We can set it up and it's up and it's running and it's there. So that's kind of the gist of it. But if you are interested, then you can see, I will put it in the description below after this, our booking link, in case you want to book a call, and then we can kind of take it from there. Cool. Do you work with startup businesses? No, unfortunately, we don't currently work with startup businesses, and that kind of comes to 2 points. Firstly, our system works on businesses being established, and just being able to be an expert in your field. And secondly, that would be obviously one, but the second reason is often budgets is a problem for small businesses, because again, when you're starting out, while our system works fairly quickly, it takes time to get things going with anything. And so we like to make sure our clients are at a point where, can I say, they can afford the budget, if that makes sense. Even though we do guarantee results on that budget, but we still need to make sure they're in a position that they can really dedicate and invest in the growth of their business. So that's kind of why we usually ask up, many work with clients who have about 2 years operating experience. There are exceptions, but that's the general rule we work with. So yeah. Yonela, do you work with plumbers? Yes, we do. We do work with plumbers. We actually have 1 or 2 on our books that are doing really well. So yeah, if you're a plumber, book a call. And say we definitely can help you with that. What other industries do you work in? We work. I don't like to say that there's an industry we don't work in. In general, we don't really work with real estate too much anymore, just because of areas and crossover and things like that. So there's not really space for that. So we're not really taking on real estate. That's the one industry I would say we're not taking on at the moment. Other than that, we are fairly open. As long as you've got a business that we can see the potential and it works with our system and there's a clear target market, then we're pretty open, I would say, to most industries. The best way, as I was saying, I hate trying to push people to a call, but is to book a call, because then you can sit down with one on our team. We can assess your business with you in the call, give you an answer in the call, and let us know what's possible with that, as opposed to just stringing you along. As I say, we try to make that call in. So yeah. Cool, guys. Are there any last minute questions? Otherwise, I'm going to call it a day. Obviously, if we didn't get a chance or missed your question somehow, please do pop us an email, team@brbdmarketing.co.za. So that's team@brbdmarketing.co.za, and one of us will get back to you. Otherwise, go to our website, book a call, and see if your business qualifies for growth, I guess. Okay, I don't see any questions, so I'm going to call it there, guys. But otherwise, have a great weekend further, and we will see you at the next live. Thanks.